Hi, good evening, folks. In this video, which 5 players under 24 could have breakout seasons this season? Coming up. All right, guys, it's been a hell of a day. I'll talk about that later. But for now, I want to get into this topic. All right, I came up with 5 names. What 5 players? And I got a list of players 23 and under. Actually, on this list, to be exact, 23 and under right now. And which of these 5 players could have breakout seasons? And I figure one of them will. Okay, so we're going to get on this. And you guys will give me yours if it's not on this list. So coming in at number 5, and I'm going to give you the stats that I would consider a breakout season, a surprise for all of us, okay? Number 5, coming in at number 5, UPL. Yep, I got UPL coming in because the potential is there. And UPL is 23. And the stats I got for him that would I consider a breakout season, and it would have to be at least these numbers. He'd have to play 30-plus games, a 920 save percentage or better, which is huge. But a breakout season at a kid his age, more than possible, more than possible. And a 2.5 goals against or under. So we are looking at serious numbers if UPL could ever slap this together this season. I think it would finally solidify, okay, the kid is here, you know? So UPL would have to come up with numbers like that for it to be considered a breakout year. You know, that breakout year would be a big year, like Tage last year, right? Okay, number 4. I got Owen Power on my list. And I'm putting it from number 5 to what I think is the most likely to happen at number 1. I got Owen Power, who's 19 going into this year. And bottom line, I got him getting a 50-point season, 10 goals, 40 assists. Now, I think this is possible. He's a first overall pick. He took an extra year of development. He looked good coming into Buffalo. And the scary thing, like many people have said, he came in looking like a veteran, you know? He came in looking like a vet and looking good too. He looked like he fit right in. The team really welcomed him, as we know. So Owen Power, this is possible. I think everything I'm going to mention here on this list is possible. I'm going to leave it at that. Now, will it all happen for every player? Of course not. But one of them, this could happen. I think it will for one of these 5. So Owen Power, 10 goals, 40 assists, and right up there for the Calder Trophy. Right up there. Coming in at number 3. This is going to be fun. You know how this can break into. Coming in at number 3, JJ Peterka. I got Peterka. He's 20, having a 60-point season, and I broke it into 20 goals, 40 assists. Again, running for the Calder. You know, like we've got some real good young studs in this team, guys. Peterka, I could see this happening. And yes, I think he's going to be a Sabre. And yes, I think he's going to cut the lineup. And I think, yes, it's pretty much a done deal already, even before the exhibition games. So I think Peterka's cutting the team this year, no matter what. And we shall see. But Peterka, I could see these numbers with what we've seen in the AHL with him. You know, the guy had head smarts on him. He looked like he knew what he was doing out there, right, in the AHL. So he's ready to be an NHLer, folks. I mean, he is. And you know what the smart thing what Peterka did, if you go look at his numbers, during COVID, he made sure he kept playing. He kept playing. A lot of guys took time off, not Peterka. He made sure he kept playing this whole time. So, and it paid dividends last year with how his season in Rochester, right? So Peterka, I got coming in at number 3. Number 2. Jack Quinn. I got Jack Quinn, 20. And I got him, just one statistic, 30 goals or more. And you might say that's pushing it. Absolutely it is. But I did say breakout season. I didn't say good season. I said breakout season. If Quinn gets 30 or more goals, I think, we might have the guys finishing. If all this happens, we have the top 3 guys in the Calder voting here, which is kind of funny. It is kind of funny. Because all these 3, if all this happened, my goodness. But Quinn, 30 goals or more. Really that simple, guys. 30 goals or more. I think Quinn is ready to come into the NHL. Is he ready to get 30 goals? Of course not. He's not supposed to be, really. He might never get 30 goals in a season. He might get 50. But if he comes in and gets 30 in his first campaign, my goodness. What are we looking at here, right? What are we looking at? I mean, it's a scary thought. But Quinn would have to get 30 goals or more for me to consider it like a breakout. Not 25. No. A lot of players can get 25. 30 or more. If he can get 30 or more goals, he's a lock for the Calder. He is. No matter what Power Peterka does, he's a lock for the Calder. They're going to go with the guy that pumped in the most goals, pretty much. That's the way I'm looking at that. Okay, number 1, and you guys know who I'm going to put here. I got Dylan Cozens, guys. And Dylan Cozens, I got the same exact statistic as Jack Quinn. 30 or more goals. Because he had, what was it last year? I believe 13. And if he can have a breakout season, I believe that's why he's number 1. He's 21 years old only. But he's the guy that's he's got the most NHL experience. He's the guy that's the most capable of coming out of into a breakout season out of nowhere like Tage did. If anybody's capable of it next year, it will be, I don't want to say it won't be Quinn. It will be Cozens, I think. But my goodness, Quinn seems to be a special talent. The one thing that bugs me about Quinn was that playoff. But I'll leave that alone because from what I heard, he wasn't playing 100% also. But I think Dylan Cozens, guys, is our best bet to surprise us this year. Come out of a shell that of what would the shell be? A shell of potential, right? A shell of potential. He comes out of it, and all of a sudden he just lands a big season that we're not expecting, and we're feeling really good because now we should have Tage having another good season. And we should have Skinner having another good season. And if all 5 of these things happen, we're not just making the playoffs, guys. We're a contender. I'll tell you right, if all these 5 things ever happen on this list, we're just a contender overnight. Just like that. We just came of age, and there's not much a league can do because all these guys are young, way beyond those numbers, right? They're way beyond this. All of them, all 5 of them. And if this ever happened, all of a sudden we've got some hell of a team there that to be reckoned with. It's not going to be impossible, but I'm going to just say it's not going to be likely either. So if we get one of these things happening this year, I think we're good, And I do think one of those things I just mentioned will most likely happen. The odds are, And if I was to give percentages, okay? Like UPL, I would say the chances of that happening are about 30%. Power about 40% because of his potential Power, So even if he's 19, the potential's there. He's a big defenseman, first overall pick. He looked like a veteran in our lineup last year. He looked really good. Power could really be maybe the favorite to do all this. Power's got so much potential. Peterka, as we know, is a stud, okay? Peterka also, I would say, right up about 40% chance of doing something like this, 20 goals, 40 assists in the NHL in his first year. I could see it. It's possible. If you notice, I'm going under 50% though. Jack Quinn, 30 goals. Yes. Yeah, 40% again. I would say about 40% give take is about a fair estimate. Dylan Cozens, let's say 41%. You know what I mean? All these guys I would say are less than 50% chance of it happening. But when you got 5 guys with this much potential that maybe could do something like something I laid out here, then the odds get better because you keep throwing a dice. Sooner or later, you're liable to hit something, or you keep spinning the wheel on the slot machine, eventually you hit something. It's normal. So maybe something like this can happen, guys. And hopefully all 5 things happen. We're good to go. We're gonna just rock out everybody and win the Stanley Cup next year, and we're good. That's it. All right, guys, I got another few videos coming your way. I'll see you in those.